Now here's something you probably didn't want to see in your subscription feed, but I thought I'd look back at Advanced Warfare today because I wanted to play it. Weirdly, I just wanted to load up my Xbox and pop in some private matches of Advanced Warfare. Well, initially I was going to play online, but after about a minute of searching for games, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to save myself the headache of just playing against bots, especially since transitioning to PC has left my ability to use analog sticks pretty much impaired. So let's first talk about the pace of Advanced Warfare's multiplayer. But let's talk about how fun it is that you can wiggle the heads-up display while the match is loading. That's fucking amazing. Advanced Warfare's multiplayer was pretty quick, but that was mostly due to the map's design. Your character, though very fast, seemed to be more focused on verticality than overall speed. The movement in Advanced Warfare is not fluid at all. You do not go from wall running to triple jumping and floating around. You jump up higher than normal, and you're able to dash once in the air. While this had a real noticeable effect on gunplay, it really affected the maps, in my opinion, a lot more. The maps are completely different compared to how they are in literally any other COD game, because it's the only COD game that could be designed for this level of verticality. It is cool, however, that each map has its own dynamic element or event that happens, its own specific streak you can get out of a care package. It makes it, honestly, a lot more interesting than current Call of Duty games. It's a damn shame that developers are seemingly allergic to this now, but were embracing it when nobody wanted it. Part of the reason people didn't want it, though, was maybe due to the randomness that it added, but we'll talk about that here in a second. In fact, I don't think any Advanced Warfare maps, maybe except for a couple of the DLC maps, would ever be able to work in a COD game without this movement. But a COD game designing its maps specifically around the movement in the game should be pretty good, right? You'd be wrong. Well, in my opinion, no, not at all. The maps in Advanced Warfare are chaotic, messy, random, and really, in my opinion, never had any discernible flow. Throughout the entire lifecycle of this game, I described the combat and spawns and positioning as random. There was no real good flowing lanes and angles like we later saw in games like Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, and even a lot of COD World War II and Black Ops 4's maps. Now, I am not a huge fan of those games I just mentioned in terms of their map design, but they definitely got flow right. Enemies are a bit more predictable in later Call of Duty games, whereas Advanced Warfare, it seemed to really benefit anybody who was willing to be where nobody expected them to be, which makes combat feel very random, and getting shot from off screen is not a rarity. Speaking of getting shot, let's talk about the meta. God knows what the meta of Advanced Warfare was ever supposed to be. There is a real sense of randomness in the meta as well as the map design. There are so many weapons that just don't seem like they're supposed to work. Most weapons felt awkward and weird to handle. There was no LMG category, there was a heavy weapons category. Weapons like the EM1 that fire directed lasers didn't work properly online due to the tick rate, frame rounding, I don't know, ask Drifter about that, but it just didn't ever seem like things worked the way they were supposed to. There were weird things like the Atlas 45 handgun was better at outputting damage compared to the actual Mark 14 DMR. And some weapons were absolutely useless unless you used a particular variant that actually happened to do damage. Like the ARX-160 is a really bad burst rifle. The ARX-160 Hole Punch is one of the best burst rifles in any Call of Duty game. This created so much inconsistency, and it's simply just, I don't know, it isn't fun to talk about this game. At least in regards to its gunplay. We have some better things coming up, but when it comes to the gunplay, how do I talk about the ASM-1 and not the ASM-1 variants that were just clearly better than the stock one and that were completely random? I still don't have some of the variants I wanted in this game. There is a plethora of variants that I just couldn't get my hands on. It wasn't until Infinite Warfare that we actually saw a variant and supply drop system done well. So I'm just gonna move on. The meta, fuck, who knows? I mean, this game had some cool attachments, like the parabolic microphone allowed you to see suppressed enemy fire on your minimap as if it wasn't suppressed enemy fire. That's awesome. That could have fixed a lot of issues in games like Modern Warfare. And the crossbow here is more customizable than the crossbow in Cold War, so it also gets a lot of props for that. So now let's talk about supply drops. They would have been fine without weapons. If the supply drops just would have been cosmetics and outfits, I would have been totally fine with that. I am all for cosmetic loot boxes and supply drops. I don't believe video games cause violence. I don't believe that video games cause gambling either. If loot boxes don't affect the actual moment-to-moment gameplay, it's very clear about the percentage chances of getting certain rarities, then I'm totally fine. And in fact, if a Call of Duty game came out tomorrow that had supply drops where I could get different pairs of gloves and boots and helmets, then I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't bother me at all. In fact, surprise mechanics, sorry, they are a real thing. And while I do believe that the company that coined the term should eat a bag of dicks, I don't mind getting a helmet at random. It doesn't really affect the gameplay. The problem with Advanced Warfare here is that there were powerful, versatile weapons in the supply drops that just some people never got a chance to play with. This video is going to be a breeze to get through now that I don't have that pesky integrity weighing me down. I prestiged 30 times and never got the HBRA 3 Insanity. But talking about character customization, Advanced Warfare fucking nailed it. Like, the ability to choose your vest, helmet, t-shirt, exosuit, boots, knee pads, it was great. It made everybody stand out. Nobody looked identical to somebody else, and I absolutely adored that. Now I play Call of Duty and 3 Krugers will attack me, I'll put damage into one, and then someone else will attack me, and I'll have to put damage into them as well, and I'll wonder why they're not dead, and then I have to realize, oh, it's probably one of the 3 identical operators. Advanced Warfare didn't have that. If you were doing well, people recognized your custom character as the guy kicking their ass. And it was great because if somebody on their team was really good or was using a shotgun, they were easily identifiable by their customized character. Now, a lot of people like to say, what's the point of customizing the character if I can't see him? It's a first-person game. Well, first of all, life is a first-person game, and I like to look nice anyway because other people happen to see me. Also, it makes enemies more identifiable, and it makes matches feel more personal, and I think that's actually a good thing for Call of Duty's, sort of cozy 6v6 nature. And then also, you can see your character. Your character is the menu, so you want to make your character look cool, right? And give them a cool showcase weapon and everything because, you're gonna have to look at them every time you load up the damn game. I mean, the campaign, the multiplayer, even the Exo zombies all deserve praise for their creativity. Unfortunately, like with the weapons and the maps, it just got too random and it just didn't feel solid. It didn't feel like it had a foundation based in being balanced or being coherent. It just seemed to kind of throw shit at the wall to see what sticks. And fortunately though, some stuff stuck. Exo Abilities were fantastic additions to the Call of Duty sandbox, and they made for so much fun, and it's a damn shame that almost nobody used them. But being able to turn yourself completely silent, being able to use yourself as a trophy system or as a shield, allowing yourself to hover, that stuff, to me, is so damn good. I'm so sad we have not seen this return. If an Advanced Warfare 2 came out and these abilities were handled like field upgrades, I would be ecstatic. But the problem with field upgrades is that you have to charge them up through getting kills. Whereas the Exo abilities here aren't really so good that I feel like I should have to charge them up by getting kills. They work more like glorified pieces of equipment. Again, a trophy system, the ability to go silent, the ability to run faster, the ability to hover for a short time. Those aren't things I think I should have to earn like a kill streak or should charge over time. I think I should have them as abilities whenever I spawn in. The meta of Advanced Warfare could have been so damn good if people weren't so damn sweaty. The BAL and ASM-1 as assault rifles and SMGs just dominated the lobby, as well as a couple of other key variants like the HBRA-3 Insanity or the ARX-160 Hole Punch. Those weapons dominated the meta so much and they killed so fast and so easily that why would you really take part in weird things like hovering or cloaking or a pop-out shield? You dedicate your class to having as many perks as possible and as many attachments as possible, otherwise you're dumb. The pick 10 and pick 13 systems we've seen in Call of Duty kinda suck, because obviously you're gonna sacrifice the meh stuff for the good stuff every time if you're trying to do well. It's always sad to me that the meh stuff in Call of Duty often adds the most fun but has the least amount of practicality, meaning it's never used and the sandbox feels way more simple than it needs to. Halo does that so much better, but Advanced Warfare got close with how creative they were with their items, tools, and gizmos. You didn't see people actually putting on kill streaks and customizing them. And if they did, it would be like one kill streak on their class. And so kill streak play and counterplay, exo abilities, and lethals and tacticals, they just weren't used, in my opinion, properly because you had to give up so much in order to do that. Advanced Warfare is a Call of Duty game that I think would have really benefited from a Modern Warfare style create a class or Call of Duty Ghost style create a class. The reason I'm not talking about score streaks in this video is because 1, I'm a pleb, and 2, I mean, wouldn't you rather just have more attachments and perks than something that could potentially kill people if they're not wearing the counter perk for it? Like, why would you give up attachments for a bombing run if the bombing run ends up not getting a kill? You were better off probably just using quick draw, foregrip, or lightweight, or something along those lines. Equipment and ability usage in Advanced Warfare was top-notch in terms of creativity, and it was at a really important time in the Call of Duty franchise. When AW came out, I felt like more people were simply tolerating the franchise's existence than actually enjoying it and being a fan of it. The Modern Warfare series had ended, Call of Duty Ghosts was not to everybody's liking, it also just felt very derivative of Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Black Ops 2 was not universally loved at the time. I think Black Ops 2 gained more popularity after Ghosts came out and showed people that, oh yeah, Black Ops 2 did try something new and maybe I should respect it. But in terms of trying something new, Advanced Warfare took so many risks, and it was a lot of risks for a new studio to make, and that's one thing I have to give to Sledgehammer. Not only did they nail their campaign, I think their campaign is one of the best in the franchise, I still just think that they were given too heavy of a task. They basically said, alright, you helped with Modern Warfare 3, now completely reinvent the Call of Duty formula while maintaining what makes Call of Duty great. And one of the things I want to say about Advanced Warfare here, this game irritates the hell out of me. The multiplayer is very frustrating, feels very random, feels very, very stagnant in terms of its meta, even to this day. But the concepts, ideas, and creativity, while being shining examples of good game design, still maintains that classic Call of Duty feel. You would still play this for the reasons you would play other Call of Duty games, and that has to be commended. So please, Activision, give us a damn sequel. See you when I see you guys. Goodbye.